Speaking Human.
Today on Speaking Human, we spice things up by talking about the tsunami of pumpkin spice products hitting store shelves this fall, and share our grades for some of the more unique pumpkin spice offerings out there. Grab your pumpkin spice latte and your pumpkin spice Oreos and get ready to have your ears pummeled by pumpkin spice in podcast form.
Speaking Human.
Welcome to Speaking Human, where we simplify the world of marketing for humans. I'm Shag Conley, and with me is my co-host, Patrick. Put a little spice in my pumpkin jebber.
Put a little spice in your pumpkin?
That might be my favorite nickname of yours. I love when people call you that.
Do you remember that song, Put a Little Love in My Heart?
Do you know what you're talking about?
But I think Put a Little Pumpkin Spice in My Heart is nice too. Put a little spice in my heart.
And appropriate for this time of year. Completely appropriate. So before we go too deep on pumpkin spice here, and we're going to go deep on pumpkin spice, I want to take a quick moment to give a shout out to one of our listeners named Jordan, who emailed us with some very nice feedback. So thank you for your email, Jordan, and thank you for listening to the show. We definitely appreciate it. And we always like to hear from our listeners, Patrick. So if you want to send us some feedback or suggestions for show topics or ideas on how we can make the show better, email us, feedback@speakinghuman.com. So thanks again for that, Jordan, and any other listeners out there, be sure to email us if you have something you need to tell us. We love to hear from you. Now let's get back into pumpkin spice. So Patrick, our opening question here today, is pumpkin spice a trend? As in something that we'll look back on as a weird curiosity in 10 years? Or is it actually a thing? Something we're still going to be seeing in 10 years? What do you think?
Put simply, Shad, I believe pumpkin spice will be a solid staple of the season in 10 years.
Ooh.
There may be products that come and go in that time. There have been some duds in the last 14 years for sure. But I think just like Starbucks pumpkin spice latte, there will be those products that literally stand the test of time.
Interesting. I respect your opinion, but you're completely wrong.
You think so, huh?
I'm going to push back
wrong.
against you a little bit here. Because what I think we're inside the peak of the bell curve right now. I think this is a trend, and we're at like total saturation at this moment. My evidence, of course, is the fact that we're doing a podcast on this right now.
Yeah.
That is my proof that we're in the middle of a trend as it's happening, as it's peaking, and we're going to start moving towards that downward curve.
So you think we're in the eye of the storm right now?
I think it's never going to be quite as big as it is in this, general moment of these few years surrounding us right now. Nothing's ever dead, or it's not like it just stops. There'll still be like remnants of it, but I just don't think it'll be like the big thing it is at this moment.
I don't think it's ever going to be the eye of the storm until they have pumpkin spice peanut butter.
Not a bad idea.
Pumpkin spice peanut butter, think about it, with jelly.
Let me tell you what's interesting about that example. This is a good barometer of whether products fit, which I think we'll talk about some more. Pumpkin spice peanut butter? All right, I could see it. Pumpkin spice jelly? No chance. Don't go near it.
Well, you've had spicy jelly before, haven't you?
But not pumpkin spicy jelly.
I don't know.
Not working for me.
I do agree with you, though. There are things that seem to work within the pumpkin spice universe, and then there are some things you're like, what? What is happening?
Yeah.
Right?
The pumpkin spice universe. I think you just coined that. It's kind of like the Marvel universe.
Yeah, hashtag PSU.
Not to be confused with Penn State University.
No, not at all.
So what about you personally, Patrick? What does pumpkin spice do for you? Do you like it? Are you drawn to these products? Does it work for you? What do you think?
I don't know about you, Shab. Here's the thing. After taste testing some of the pumpkin spice products, I realized, I'm very fond of pumpkin pie, but I'm not particularly drawn to them. I don't mind the flavor. Like the Starbucks pumpkin spice latte isn't really my go-to coffee if I was going to Starbucks, but I'll drink it.
Yeah.
What about you?
I think I'm kind of at the same place. When I see pumpkin spice on a product, not really a draw for me. Not something I'm like, ooh, I got to get that. Even the latte, maybe I'll get one once a season. It's not like a Shamrock Shake, though, which used to pull me like a magnet to McDonald's back in the day. It doesn't have that kind of power. So I'm in the middle. I go back to pumpkin pie, too, which I used to love as a kid, and I've just fallen off of a little bit as an adult. In general, it's not a flavor that really attracts me or, like, speaks to me in any way.
That's the thing. You either love it or you don't. I mean, I don't know if people necessarily hate it, but they're like, I could do without that.
I don't even know if there's I guess there's a portion of people who love it. I feel like a lot of people are mixed on it. That's why it's surprising in some ways what a phenomenon it's become.
Well, and like you said, it's not going to be around. It's gone. It's gone. This is the pinnacle.
Enjoy it while it lasts, people. It's coming to an end pretty quick.
Yeah. Do you think the pumpkin spicification of products makes for good marketing, or do you think it's effective? Do you think it grabs people's attention?
Yeah, I do. For the most part, it's a good thing to be a part of with all the conversation that's going on right now. It gets people's attention and shines that spotlight on you. There's a novelty to it, sure, and that's probably starting to wear off a little bit, but it's working at the moment. And obviously it works better with some than others, but in general, I think it works. And I like the fall vibe it creates, That's probably my favorite thing. I don't actually like the pumpkin spice stuff so much, but I like the fall atmosphere, I guess, it creates within the marketing world.
I think it's kind of funny how many people I hear go, really? Why would they even make that pumpkin spice? Like, I don't understand why that's a product that has pumpkin spice tied to it. Like, they're surprised at it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, or the ridiculousness of some of them. Even like the, pumpkin spice Twinkies. People are like, why? But that's not necessarily a bad thing. As we've talked about on past shows, it also reminds you how much you like the original Twinkie.
True. I would equate the marketing impersonations, that's what I'm calling them, of the Starbucks pumpkin spice latte. That I use that because that's sort of the beginning of that universal trend.
Yeah, I think that's where this started to become the beast that it is.
Yeah, but I sort of equate it to products like the unicorn frappuccino and all the knockoffs that came after that. And we actually had talked about it on one of the previous podcasts, how there were a lot of impersonations of that. Yeah.
Well, if I'm right, and this trend is ending, we're seeing all these like gimmicky things right now. I hope we get one last phase of this where things get really weird, where brands just take it to a weird level on one last gasp of pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice deodorant, pumpkin spice cheese. I want it to get crazy and then die.
I'm pretty sure there's probably cheese out there. There's got to be a pumpkin spice cheese.
There's probably deodorant too at this point. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think there's a lot of weird ones already, but yeah, I think it'd be funny. Deodorant, it's an interesting. They have hand soap, so why not deodorant?
I want to see it go some stranger places, I guess.
Pumpkin spice contact lens solution.
Exactly. Now you're speaking my language. Pumpkin spice mouthwash.
Oh, ew. I don't know. I don't know how I would like that, but yeah. I said, oh, ew.
I know. You were into it, and then you turned real quick.
Yeah, it can happen that fast, too. Just try taste testing a bunch of pumpkin spice things all at once, and you'll see what I mean.
As you did, which we'll talk about in a minute. We'll hear what some local university students think about a handful of popular pumpkin spice products. But first, let's get a quick word from our sponsor.
Today's sponsor is Farmers Insurance. Insurance can be confusing, overwhelming, and time-consuming. At Hire Insurance Agency, we remove the guesswork and hassle, helping you protect what matters most. We offer a wide range of auto, home, business, and life insurance policies to help you meet your specific needs. Call 844-543-3463 or visit hireinsurance.com. That's HYRE insurance.com for more information.
So today we're going to do something a little different. Instead of just listening to us jabber on about pumpkin spice, we're going to bring in some other voices and perspectives on the topic, mine included. So recently, some of our team took part in a pumpkin spice taste test of sorts, orchestrated by our very own University of Akron Taylor Institute of Direct Marketing, just down the road from us. In the panel, we had Robert Klein and myself from Monsters Unlimited and Speaking Human, as well as Alex, a student from the university, and Jacob Farrar, the director of the Taylor Institute for Direct Marketing. And basically, we graded each product. We had a total of 16, not counting a pumpkin spice hand soap, because we didn't taste that. So there was some variety to the product selection, and we want to roll a clip of that for you now so you could get a flavor of what transpired.
My name is Jacob Farrar. I'm the director of the Taylor Institute here at the University of Akron's College of Business Administration. Today we are doing something fun, a little bit different than we normally do in a typical work day here at the Institute. You know, it is the season, it's fall, the leaves are turning. It's that time of year where pumpkin spice is being discussed in all of the, you cannot walk down the aisle and not see something pumpkin spice. And it kind of coincides with the pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks, which was I think about 2 or 3 weeks ago is when you first started seeing that. So with all this pumpkin spice stuff you see in the store, you're probably curious, is it any good? Maybe you purchased a couple items or not, who knows, but we're curious about it. And today we decided to do something about it. So we're gonna do some taste tests. We're gonna test some products that we found in a local supermarket here in the Akron area. And we have a mix of savory items, sweet items, things that you would expect to be pumpkin spice, things that you wouldn't. Let's try some of this stuff out. We're gonna be grading each item we're at a university, so we decided to go through A through F. A, that's what we want. F is what we don't want. So how we're grading these are, first off, is it good? Does it taste good? What's the pumpkin flavor? Is it too pumpkin-y? Is it not pumpkin enough? Is it just right? Does the flavor combination work? In other words, the pumpkin and then whatever the product that goes with it. So the fourth thing is the shareability. Would it be something that I'd want to bring to my family Thanksgiving dinner? And then finally, would you want to try it if it wasn't offered during the pumpkin spice season? So in other words, if it was in March, would it be something you'd still want to partake of and eat? So that's kind of our criteria for this. So we're gonna be grading A through F based on those 5 factors. So ultimately, by the end of this video, we have done some of the legwork that you don't have to do. So you'll know when you walk in your supermarket aisle what things I should go after to purchase based on our opinions. So our opinions are very important. We have very sensitive palates. We know what we're talking about when it comes to pumpkin spice. So with that, the first item is Chobani Greek pumpkin spice flavored yogurt. All right. Yeah, let's get a waft.
Bring it in. Bring it in.
It smells good. It smells good.
Yeah, it smells good.
Very thick.
It's got a sourness to it.
Yeah,
that-
that's
Yeah.
the Greek. That's the
Yeah.
Greek yogurt. It's, you know, the Greek yogurt piece is the sour. That's like typical Greek yogurt. But then you add this pumpkin spice flavor on top of it. Yeah, it doesn't.
Yeah,
I mean, it's not disgusting. Like, I'm not rushing to
If
throw
it
it out,
wasn't
but
Greek yogurt, I think I would enjoy it more. I think the Greek yogurt makes
like
it
if it was
bad.
like ice
If
cream.
it wasn't Greek yogurt or pumpkin spice, I'd probably.
I mean, but I'm not putting it down though. So
You're not.
I'm
Okay,
not
well,
stopping.
oh,
I mean,
yes, I took a taste.
yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
You have to eat
I
the
am
entire
perplexed.
thing
I'm
to
not-
be
All right,
completely
All right, are we ready
sure.
with some grades? What do you think?
Okay.
I think I'd give it a C+.
Oh, C plus. So it's not so bad. Okay. What do you think, Patrick?
I'd give it a D.
Oh.
It's pretty low on my list. My grading.
I'm gonna go just a straight C. I mean, I don't know if the yogurt, the tart of the yogurt, and then the pumpkin spice, like they're too.
It's weird.
Too much.
Weird.
Yeah.
But what do you
I
say?
give it about a C plus.
Oh, C plus.
That's a little bit odd.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Next item we have.
Cream cheese.
Oh, Philadelphia brand
yes.
pumpkin cream cheese.
Oh God.
This actually looks more like pumpkin.
It does.
I guess we're using our same spoons.
It's
I
got
didn't
a
do
coloring to it.
Yeah, should we actually base it off of like coloring first?
It's not terrible.
that. I like that.
It's good. I want a bagel now.
I like
I
bagel.
want a bagel.
Like a
think,
maple bagel.
That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, maple bagel, any kind of bagel, I think that would work on.
Yeah. That's good. I like that.
It's actually not bad at all. This is really good.
No,
Yeah.
it's good.
All right, Alex. Most important, let's get your grade.
I think I'm gonna have to give this a B+. There's
A
no,
B+.
There's no wow factor to take it to the A level.
Yeah.
But this is good.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would go with a B, straight B.
Yeah. I'm B. It's good, but I don't know if it's like, I don't know what an A is yet. So,
That's very
but
true.
it's a strong B.
So I would give it a B plus because I just really, really want to eat this. I already ate it all.
You want to take the rest of the package? Can I get a second helping?
I would eat that again. Like I would have it on a bagel.
Yeah.
No problem with that. What do we got next? Almond drink. Oh man, this is one. I don't know about almond drink in general, right? So like I'm on the fence
I
with
have no
almond.
base on it.
I'm on the fence already with almond drink. So
This is going to be, I think, similar to eggnog. Either you're going to love it or you're going to hate it. Eggnog?
You're gonna be surprised when you drink
No,
it.
I'm just saying, I could tell by the consistency.
You're gonna be very
of smell.
surprised when you drink it.
Oh, really?
Good surprise. I'm
Okay.
a little worried. Should I do it like a shot?
I was thinking of that. Just
I don't know.
That's not
I
what
gotta take a second just to make sure. I gotta take a second drink just.
So I've never
It
had
is
before.
pumpkin spice E. Like it,
Yeah.
you know, the pumpkin spice flavor comes out. Okay, Alex, what do you say?
I'm gonna go with a D.
A D.
Yes.
So you like the yogurt over this one?
Yes, I would definitely have the yogurt
Okay.
over this.
Would you?
What about you, Patrick? What do you say?
I'd say this one is probably a C for me, maybe a C plus. It's not awful. It has the flavoring which masks the taste of just the straight almond milk or almond drink.
So you've had almond milk before,
Yeah.
and you're okay with that, or what do you?
You know, it's not my favorite. So this actually.
So can you separate the almond milk from the pumpkin in this, or is it just like I've never had pumpkin? So in my mind, this is what almond drink tastes like because I've never had.
Yeah, it's like this, only without flavor.
So this is a step up from almond. Like, what would you give an almond milk or almond drink by itself?
I'd probably give almond milk by itself probably like a D.
So if you wanted to have, if you didn't like, if you don't like almond drink, try the.
So it elevated the almond experience.
It's just very
Yeah, it
bland
did.
to me.
That's
All
good.
it tastes at the end is like a spice.
I'm gonna
Bland.
go with similar C. Throw a C. I mean, I don't think I didn't want to throw it up or anything, but it wasn't.
Throw it.
Yeah.
That's good.
I took 2 sips because I wanted to make sure the second one, like, okay, am I sure about this? But go ahead, Bob, you're up.
Notice I didn't drink it all, but I give it like about a B minus for a fall drink. I wouldn't drink it, any other time
So
of the
that-
year, but it just. reminded
So
me of
that's
something
what
I-
goes into it is that would you have it again outside of you would not probably.
Probably not.
Okay. Next. Special K. So now we're getting into the cereal,
The solid foods?
the solid foods, yeah. But see, this is the thing. These are things like I typically would associate.
But would this actually go with the almond milk?
Oh yeah, hey.
Probably would actually.
Might want to do it afterwards so we can have like before and after. Oh no. Okay. I will do this.
Okay, so I know my
Tastes
grade on this
normal.
one. I agree with you. Like the pumpkin-y piece.
0.
Do you taste the pumpkin spice in that?
I taste no pumpkin.
No. Tastes like Frosted Flakes. It tastes just like Frosted Flakes, like normal Frosted Flakes.
I dipped it in the almond milk.
Maybe we poured it. Maybe all the pumpkin flavoring is at the bottom of the box.
Yeah, but-
maybe that's like the
Is
prize
there-
at the bottom of the box is actually like
Oh,
pumpkin flavor.
and you like put it on.
I don't taste the pumpkin at all.
Yeah, this is an F.
Yeah, I say Special K, no way.
Yeah, Special K.
Just,
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, it's good cereal, but I don't know where the pumpkin spice is
I
coming.
don't taste any.
I mean, is it good? Sure, but it's not good from a pumpkin spice perspective.
I would eat this any time of the year.
Because it's not pumpkin.
yeah, exactly.
All right, so sorry, Special K. We did not.
Nope.
F's all around.
Oh boy. Okay, what's next? We have.
That's actually false advertising.
We have another cereal. Okay, now we're gonna really compare. This is Cheerios,
I like the coloring.
pumpkin spice. There's something there, but it's.
Yeah. I don't know.
I was expecting more.
Yeah, I don't know if it's pumpkin.
Yeah, yeah.
I taste the spice.
Something.
So like,
spice is it?
So that's the thing is it's. I taste the almost like cloves. Oh, I like
I don't know
it.
what it is. It's
I mean,
good.
I mean, it's not like it's the Special K. It's not bad. I would actually eat the Special K.
but it doesn't do on the pumpkin-y.
The pumpkin.
I feel like there's
flavoring
more. I feel like it's the pump. So that's one thing we have to remember is there's pumpkin and then there's pumpkin spice, right? So the pumpkin spice is like the allspice, the nutmeg. So I feel like this is heavy on the pumpkin spice,
Yeah.
but there's not like an overall pumpkin flavor.
The spice overtakes the pumpkin.
Yeah, I mean, I can. This tastes more like what I would expect a pumpkin spice product to be than the Special K.
Yes, I agree with that.
All right, we ready to grade?
D minus.
D minus.
D minus.
Well, I don't know if I'm going to go that far. Patrick, you're up.
Really think about this. This is important. Take your time.
A brand manager at who makes General Mills could be losing their job because of this comment that you made right now.
Take your time.
They'd be like, they said it didn't taste like pumpkin.
Someone has a fan.
You're fired. You know, I'd give it a B minus.
Ooh.
It's actually tasty. I taste a little hint of the pumpkin or the spice or whatever that is. I can't really put my finger on if it's actually pumpkin spice, but
That's why I gave it a D minus though, because I don't know if it's pumpkin.
So that's your big thing is the pumpkin.
I want it to be
I'm gonna
pumpkin-y
go with
or pumpkin spice.
I'm gonna go with Patrick. I'm gonna do B minus on that.
you know the funny thing is like if you blindfolded us all and we didn't know that this was even a pumpkin spice and we just tasted that, I wouldn't necessarily say that's pumpkin spice
I wouldn't.
cereal.
It's
like
just a spice.
You know, like
well, I don't. Yeah, that's a good point.
It's
Like,
spicy.
Yeah,
All right, Bob, what do you
I
think?
give it about a B minus because I would definitely eat it, but not enough pumpkin. So it's at both levels. I'll eat it,
So-
not pumpkin enough.
yeah.
So right now, cream cheese is in the lead. What's next is the ginger
All right,
snaps.
we're rolling to good stuff now.
Ginger snaps.
These are more of like the sweet, tasty
Yeah.
treats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
They're good, but it doesn't. What do you guys think? I can't taste it. Like when I think again, I have this notion of pumpkin spice in my head, right? Like this thought.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What is that thought of what pumpkin spice should taste like? Is it
What it is.
Starbucks coffee?
No, it's not. It's when we lived in Florida, we had some friends that we knew, and she would make pumpkin cookies. And that's in my mind. That's what I'm going for. That's in
Okay.
my mind. That's the pumpkin.
So some very abstract idea that none of us know what you're saying, basically.
Yeah, you guys have no way to relate to it. Take that a step further with the pumpkin spice latte. Like, is that when you think of pumpkin spice, is that your iconic flavor in your mouth that you're thinking, okay, I want to see how close it matches that? Like, I don't even know. I've never had pumpkin spice latte, so.
So I would say probably yes, only because that is the initiator of this phenomenon that's happened, and I think most people can relate to it.
So that kind of sets the standard. That's the
Except for you.
Except for me, because I've never had it.
We should have brought that in. We would have had a baseline.
We totally dropped the ball on our pumpkin spice.
There's a Starbucks downstairs. We should just go down there.
So that's a good question. Let's ask Alex. When you think of pumpkin spice, like what's in your mind when you think of that?
How can you not say pumpkin pie?
So in your mind, it's pumpkin pie. I actually don't
Absolutely.
like pumpkin pie.
So why are you eating all this pumpkin pie?
I like pumpkin spice flavor. I don't like the texture of pumpkin pie.
Oh, the texture.
the
texture.
So,
Okay,
so
there we
that's
go.
different. That's it. That's
not
nothing to do
fair.
with the flavor. It's the texture.
Okay.
I love the flavor of pumpkin. I love this flavor. Pumpkin.
That's
It's
interesting.
just all spice.
Yeah, it's that. Whatever that flavor is what I like.
You're like, can you make me pumpkin pie without any pie at all? I would love
It's
that.
called this. It's called this. Well, almost this.
crust.
Hey Bob, how about you? What's your iconic pumpkin?
Well, definitely, like you said, like I always remember, having Thanksgiving and just having just a really great pie.
So pumpkin pie.
love
So
pumpkin pie.
so when you're eating these things, your brain, like I don't know how this works in your brain, but you're reflecting back on, okay, how does this match
Yeah.
this pumpkin pie ideal?
Yeah.
Whew, that was very deep and philosophical.
It was.
I mean, why does this phenomenon catch? And it has something to do with like the comfort food type deal where it reminds us of something. Oh, we didn't do grades.
Yeah, we had to grade it. Yep.
F. I hate it.
I don't know. I'm not gonna go.
It wasn't pumpkin-y.
I'm not gonna go that. Oh, that's a good point. But that's your big thing is the pumpkin-y.
So that it had the spice, but it didn't have anything pumpkin
But
in
what
it.
spice was it?
But I don't know
Once
if it-
again, I don't think it was pumpkin-y spice. I think it was ginger more for
Yeah.
me.
I give it like about a C. It's like it's trying. It's almost there.
It's trying.
But
Okay, yeah, because if you look at our criteria for judging, is it good? It is good. I would eat it. Would I eat it again? Probably. Does the combo work? I don't know because it's not really pumpkin-y.
Yeah.
Would I bring it to Thanksgiving? Probably, but I'd be like, here's something that's supposed to taste like pumpkin. Doesn't.
Would I eat it again?
Get pounded by your
You
relatives.
would eat it.
Yeah. I'd probably give it a D just for the fact that there's no pumpkin there.
Yeah, I'm a C minus. So this is the one that I'm expecting this next one to be most like the ideal.
It's a pumpkin roll,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
So-
you'd have to really mess this one
Automatically,
up.
it looks.
So
Just the presentation.
really gonna have to mess
Look at that. Look
The
at that.
swirl.
So I would eat a pumpkin roll any day. That's the Thanksgiving dessert that
Oh,
I.
you're using forks? No, you have to grab it in your hands and just feel it.
We're proper over here. In this
Is it the
side of
texture?
table.
Is it the texture you're going? You gotta squish it in your fingers.
The cream is too much. Like I taste the cream. I don't taste the pumpkin.
No, I'm very sad.
And I really wanted to like that.
I know.
I
was really looking forward to it.
I really wanted to like that one because in my mind, I love a pumpkin roll.
What's funny is it's like
Yeah.
it's not the cream that you normally like. If it had that cream cheese, the pumpkin cream
Oh,
cheese,
yeah.
this might actually
Yeah, would've
be
been-
a winner.
Yeah.
We should like make that.
We should, yeah. we
Because
probably could.
what the pumpkin isn't really in the filling, it's in the.
It's in the whatever the roll
Yeah.
part, but the roll is
But-
so it failed. Like there's so much of the flavor of the cream that it.
Yeah. The cream to roll ratio
Yeah,
was
exactly.
imbalanced, causing the pumpkin level to go down.
There we go. Okay, what do you think?
F.
F. I know you are a pumpkin. It's gotta have.
It doesn't taste like pumpkin. Would I eat it again? No. Would I bring it to Thanksgiving? Definitely not. Does this combo work? No, because it tastes all like the creamy marshmallowy thingy. Is it pumpkin-y? It's absolutely not pumpkin-y. And is it good? No.
F. Alex is hardcore.
And it disappointed you.
And it disappointed me.
Yeah.
I was kind of waiting like this
That
would be
kicked
good.
me while I was on the ground.
Exactly. This is awful.
Pouring salt in my wounds. Okay, Patrick, what do you say?
I still taste some of the pumpkin in there. So, although I think it's the icing that really threw it off for me.
Yeah.
So, I'd probably give it a C minus. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with a C minus on that.
I don't know why I love the plus and minus in grades because I hated them when I was a kid.
That's how I was starting off, and then just the D, and then the F, and now I've just been giving
just
Fs.
hardcore.
Yeah.
Okay, Bob, what do you say?
There was just so much joy looking at it. It just looked amazing, and then when it hit my mouth, the cream just like wiped it all away. Wiped away my dreams for the.
I agree in the
That's
sense of like,
amazing.
as looking at it, I'm like, oh, this. I'm looking forward to this one. This is gonna be good. And then it was. Womp, womp,
The sheer
womp.
disappointment, like
Debbie
really.
Downer.
It was.
Yeah,
Really
there
like
was
that.
there was a visceral disappointment. Okay, this is the pumpkin sauces next.
What
This
is
looks
this?
like mustard.
Pasta sauce.
With
Okay.
What?
Interesting. So far, this might be one of my favorite things.
Whoa!
And it's still really bad.
Dips.
If I had
So-
some
Weird,
weird.
pasta,
It's
I think
almost
it'd
like
be
I
good.
taste some marinara in this.
Like the
Yeah.
what's? I like this one. I would try it again in its probably recommended.
Yeah.
Yes.
It with a pasta. So you take some pasta.
Yeah, this would be really good on like.
What do you say?
ravioli.
Oh, ravioli. Yeah. Oh,
If this-
inside a ravioli.
Yes.
Yeah. Like if this was in its natural environment, then I think it would be very, very good. But for what we're doing with this, I think it's a C minus. And according to what I've judged before,
C minus is good for you.
yeah, C minus.
Okay, what, C minus?
Yeah, I'm gonna go D plus.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go C minus with. I didn't dislike it. I'd like to try it how it's supposed to be.
In its natural environment.
It is natural environment. You know what? I'm gonna change mine. I'm gonna go down.
Is that a rule? Is that a rule?
Yeah. Let's go D. Okay. All right, Bob, you're up.
I have to say, I almost want a straw for this because I would just suck it up.
Oh, what?
I would actually give it an A minus.
Whoa!
Now you're just trying to be different.
This is madness.
Now you're just trying to be different.
You're supposed to wait for the soap for A.
Wow!
It's good stuff. I almost want to buy some of this stuff.
There's actually a whole thing over there no one else will eat.
Michael, you taking it home?
Take it.
So I think I guess what we learned is that when we see these things pumpkin spice, like it is 100% marketing. Like there's no, I shouldn't say no, but very few of these items actually demonstrated or had this pumpkin spice flavor. Like,
And I went
Right.
back to, like if you were sitting and you had a blind taste test and you didn't know exactly what they were going for, the ones that were good, like the Cheerios or the Special K, generally speaking, they were decent foods, but when you combine it with, well, yeah, it's marketed as pumpkin spice. The marketing is 100% of what makes it pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Nothing else does. The flavor, so.
all right, well, thank you, appreciate it. Now, oddly enough, there's probably a million other products at the grocery store right now that also say pumpkin spice. So we encourage you, maybe try some of these products yourself. Tell us what you think. Also, if there's other products that you like that are really good pumpkin spice, let us know those as well. Like, we'd love to get some suggestions, because that's a wrap.
So those were some very raw, primal thoughts on a few of the unique pumpkin spice items currently on the market. What did you think of those primal perspectives, Shad?
You know, it's interesting because I haven't experienced a lot of these products, so to hear kind of the reactions, one of the things that struck me was I thought there'd be more of, I love this, and somebody else would be like, ew, I hate that. You know, you're all kind of in the same spectrum with most of the products. There wasn't a lot of one person being pulled one way and another person going the other way. That's what it seemed like anyway.
Yeah, it's funny you say that. You know, being part of the panel, I can speak to the very real struggle. It was a very real struggle of testing these products and their validity in the marketplace. And here's my simplest assessment of that experience. I had never sat in a panel like this and taste tested products, but I'll tell you, taste testing a multitude of products at once isn't the greatest idea. If you're trying to be fair and impartial, it's just difficult because it's inevitable that your taste buds are going to be overwhelmed by some of the products. And then sometimes something is so overpowering that the next product doesn't even taste like pumpkin spice or whatever it's supposed to taste like. So, you know, for example, we tried the pumpkin spice Cheerios, right? During the taste test, I didn't think they had any pumpkin spice flavor. But later at home, I tried them again with my kids, and I could taste it. It was a very real flavor, but during the taste testing, we didn't give them real high grades because one was affecting the other. So the grading might have just been affected by the sheer volume of product consumption.
That was the other thing that popped out to me when looking at, in general, pretty low grades. C's or below for most, I would say. Would
Yeah.
you say that's accurate?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, a lot of them were average to below average. And we graded them on a scale like school, right? So A to F. And I think the ones that were sort of average or above average probably would have graded a little higher had we not done them all together.
Yeah, one product's affecting the next product, I guess, in when you're actually sampling them. Were you pretty pumpkined out by the end? Were you like sick of it? Like, I never want to eat pumpkin spice again.
You know, we had some leftover Dunkin' Donut pumpkin spice Keurig cups. I actually tried one this morning this was the first thing I'd had pumpkin spice since that taste test. I was like, you know, I don't think I'm ready. After I started drinking it, I'm like, I think it's too soon.
Take a couple years off.
Yeah.
Do you know what was the best product? What was your favorite product, I guess, that you tasted of all the pumpkin spice products?
Probably the best one that day was the Philadelphia cream cheese. You know, we talked about and discussed how it would have been good on like bagels. We didn't have it with bagels. We actually just tasted it on a spoon. But it was good. It was good. I think that was one of the better ones.
And do you remember what the worst one was? Does anything stick out as being like, oh God, I'll never eat that again?
It was the Redbird Puffs pumpkin spice mints. Ugh. Those things were so awful.
These were breath mints?
I don't really know what they were. Someone described them as those butter mints. I don't know what it was, but they were classified as mints, and they were disgusting. They like melted in your mouth and dissolved. It was so gross. To me, anyway. I think I gave it an F.
Sounds like it should have got one from you anyway.
Yeah, it was bad.
So all around, pretty interesting stuff from that taste test panel. And there will be a video of that from the University of Akron, the Taylor Institute for Direct Marketing, and we'll have a link to that in our show notes. So now that you've heard some of the results of the taste test panel, it's time for us to weigh in. Next up, we share our grades for 5 notable pumpkin spice products.
Pumpkin spice latte. High five it. Put a little cinnamon in there. Put a little nutmeg in too. It's a pumpkin-y swirl onto a beautiful, beautiful beverage. I love it. I love this time of year. I love pumpkin spice latte. Look, we didn't invent spice. That was Marco Polo. We didn't invent the pumpkin. Probably the Egyptians. What we did do is we introduced pumpkin to spice. Us here, Starbucks. We said, hey, pumpkin, meet spice. You guys are gonna be best friends. I kid, but they are.
Okay, Charles, thank you for that. He doesn't really work here.
But I do have an application in, right?
Charles!
Karen.
Okay.
And that was an audio clip from a 2010 Starbucks commercial promoting the brand's much beloved pumpkin spice latte. In many ways, Starbucks, which launched its pumpkin spice latte back in 2003, is responsible for kicking off the flavor trend, which has now grown to great pumpkin proportions. So depending on your perspective on pumpkin spice, you can either thank them or blame them.
Starbucks pumpkin spice is definitely a tasty one. What we're going to do now is talk about some other pumpkin spice products, 5 to be exact, which we'll each grade based on how unique and appealing we think they are. So let's dive right in. Patrick, what's our first pumpkin spice product on the block?
So the first product on the block is pumpkin spice Cheerios.
Oh, one of the ones you just mentioned that you had the privilege of. It sounded like you ate them twice.
I did eat them twice, and they were better even the second time. I don't know if you know this. Cheerios boasts over a dozen delicious flavors, including dulce de leche Cheerios. Did you know that?
No way.
Yes, they do.
Wow. I probably like those.
They have cinnamon burst Cheerios, which I've never seen, peanut butter, and dark chocolate crunch. I have never even heard of those, but I want them.
You said over a dozen. I know 2. I know plain and honey nut.
Right. Maybe it's just I haven't been grocery shopping enough. So pumpkin spice seems normal, right?
Pretty good fit. So what'd you grade that one?
I gave pumpkin spice Cheerios a solid B.
And I'm right there with you. I also gave it a solid B. I find it, the idea of it I find moderately appealing. It's not too weird or anything, though. It kind of actually fits. I think this is a pretty good pairing. When we talked about like the peanut butter and jelly example, I think Cheerios and pumpkin spice, you're like, it's a pretty good combination. And the packaging fits. It's a variation on the traditional Honey Nut Cheerios. Fits with the brand overall, even if it's a little bit on the boring side. It's a pretty good combo. So yeah, I think it's a solid B there.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. And, with a little milk, it's almost like pumpkin pie and whipped cream. The milk is the whipped cream.
Okay.
I don't know. It's maybe a little bit of a stretch.
But I like it.
Yeah.
Goes better than I know in your taste test. You guys also talked about Special K. Cheerios seems like a more sensible combination than Special K pumpkin spice.
Yeah, well, Cheerios are little round circles, right? And a pumpkin pie is circular. Too much of a stretch again?
You're making some amazing connections, making my brain expand.
Psychologically, that's why you feel like it's a good pairing, I think. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
What's the next product on the block, Patrick?
Well, we've got Wrigley's Extra Pumpkin Spice Sugar-Free Gum. What do you think of that?
I think I gave it a solid D.
Yeah.
That's a D, as in dumb. This one doesn't really appeal to me at all. It seems like a particularly strange fit for this brand. I guess they have some dessert flavors. I've never actually seen them, but I don't think of Extra as being like a wild, experimental, super flavory outside of like traditional mints or bubblegum brand. It's kind of a turnoff, actually. Even looking at the packaging for it, I thought it was pretty boring, personally.
Yeah, I have to tell you, this is not appealing to me at all. Our listeners may have a different feeling, but I'll say with the utmost confidence that this flavor of gum sounds disgusting. Uniquely disgusting. Extra.
Not even
disgusting.
like disgusting in like a I kind of want to try it way, right?
No, I don't. I don't even want to ever think about it again, let alone try it. I would fail this with an F for failure.
Ooh, harsh. I mean, for all those people out there who always wanted to chew on a pumpkin, I guess it's pretty appealing, but that's not me.
The great thing about the grading of an F is that it comes right after E, which is extra. They're an extra failure.
What?
See all the connections? Anyway.
This goes real deep. Makes me think there's a vast pumpkin spice conspiracy weaved deeply within our culture. So our next one is another one you sampled in your taste test and I think enjoyed. Let's see if that skews your opinion at all. That's Philadelphia pumpkin spice cream cheese. How'd you grade that one, Patrick?
Well, it's funny. In the taste test, I did give it a B. It was definitely above average. But today I give it an A. I realized I probably should have given it a better grade because it was a lot better than most of the products.
You guys tried that one early on, too.
Yeah.
With not realizing how terrible some of the other ones were, I guess.
Exactly. We just had much higher expectations than the products themselves could live up to.
Jumped up a little bit. That's good. Good work, Philly. I'm pretty close. I gave it a B+. Oh. I thought it was one of the best product fits in terms of like what makes sense as a pumpkin spice product. I thought cream cheese did, and especially, I think you even talked about on the panel, it looks like pumpkin, when you actually look at the cream cheese itself.
Yeah.
So it seems like a natural choice for Philadelphia to do something with cream cheese as opposed to a gimmicky product like a pumpkin spice Twinkie, right? And the packaging, also subtle but effective. You get that warm orange on there that tells you this is a pumpkin spice product. This isn't your average cream cheese, friend. So I thought it worked pretty good, and it's one of the most natural fits for a pumpkin spice product. It was really why I gave it the B+.
Yeah. So the next one on our list, Shad, is something that I think you'll like maybe a little bit. Captain Morgan's Jacko Blast Pumpkin Spiced Rum.
Ooh, and you are right. I do like it. In fact, I like it so much I gave it an A. Almost an A+, but I'll just stick with an A. As gimmick product goes, I think this is a great one. It's shaped, the whole packaging is shaped to look like a pumpkin. So you got this round, bright orange thing on liquor store shelves staring out at you. There's already a connection there since Captain makes spiced rum. Mm-hmm. So this is pumpkin spiced rum, a simple but effective combination. But I just thought this is a good example. If you're going to go gimmicky with your pumpkin spice, this is a good example of the way to do it. It probably tastes god-awful, but the concept is at least strong, and you're going all in with it.
Yeah, I didn't get to try this, but I'm a fan of Captain Morgan Spice Rum. This flavor sounds like it would pair nicely with the already spicy flavor, like you said, and that's why I would give this an A for an alcoholic good pairing.
Well done there.
Yeah, everything you said there, great packaging.
It's definitely a standout. And I'm a little leery of, how it would taste, but I would definitely want to try it. If I saw it, at a bar or maybe a liquor store, I would be interested enough to grab it. So Captain Morgan, if you want to send us a bottle to test out, shoot us an email. We could definitely arrange that. What do you think about this one, Patrick? Our final product here today is even a little weirder. Maybe the weirdest one on our list here, probably. It's Stash Bomb Pumpkin Spice Mustache Wax.
I don't even know. I wish I did, but I don't. I guess there must be an audience for this. I know that there are scented beard and mustache waxes. I mean, I get it, but this seems so odd.
It's a niche product. Beyond a taste, I guess it also lives on as a scent.
Right. Because that's kind of what I imagine that people are. Nobody's going to be licking their beard or mustache all that much, will they? I don't lick mine.
Or others might be licking it.
Okay, that's true. Come lick my face. Yeah, that's possible, I guess. So it's a very niche market then, apparently. I'm not saying it's bad. It's definitely interesting. So I'd probably give it a B for bearded bewilderment.
It's higher than I thought you were going to go.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I won't fail it.
Double Bs. You had to do it. You had bearded bewilderment. You wanted to give it a D, but that couldn't think of anything that started with that.
I told you, it's all connected.
It's all about the grading.
Yeah.
I also hit this one with a B, though I think I like it better. If I had a stash that needed waxing, I'd probably try it. And the brand Stash Bomb, which I'd never really heard of before, looking into them, they make flavored mustache waxes, so this is a fit.
Yeah.
Some of their flavors are like apple and bacon.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So in comparison to those, I'd probably prefer pumpkin spice if I had to choose. Bottom line is, what sold me on this is, who doesn't want to have the nice smell of fall in your mustache? So,
yeah.
B.
Yeah, it's going to follow you all day long, too, right? Because it's going to be right underneath your nose.
Yeah. You're walking around, you're all happy, it's overcast, you're seeing pumpkins everywhere.
You might actually get a little lightheaded.
You're walking down the street, everybody's smells it, and they're coming over and they're licking your mustache.
Do you mind if I lick your mustache? Yeah.
Not at all, ma'am.
I do mind. And I'd appreciate it if you did.
So, yeah, a great product all around. Good selection there. It's a good, diverse group of pumpkin spice products there, and some pretty good grades.
Yeah. I mean, outside of Wrigley's, you should stick to what you do best: peppermint, wintergreen,
other versions of mint.
Yeah, don't ever tread into the territory of seasonal spices. It's just not going to work.
Sage advice.
Yeah.
But they also prove, there's still some good things to be done with pumpkin spice. It's not dead yet.
according to you, we're after this year.
No. We're still in the peak umbrella.
Okay.
Could last a couple more years, but
A couple more years. All
then
right.
the fall off will come. By 2020, we're not talking about this anymore.
I don't even know if we'll be talking about this by next year. I mean,
I don't either.
we'll probably be talking about something completely different, like maple praline.
Maple pecan, maple. I heard maple's on the rise, so that could be the next thing.
Yeah, I really think it is.
Everybody knows maple's so hot right now.
Maple.
If you have money in your bank account, invest it all in maple today.
Yeah, after pumpkin spice has died out, maple's going to be on the rise.
Call your stockbroker, say sell everything and put it all in maple.
And they're going to be like, what? And then you're going to be like, you heard me. And they're going to be like, who is this?
You have no stock, sir.
I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even sell stocks.
And maple is not a company.
Yeah, maple. So on that note, everyone, let's get our final nugget of human wisdom.
For today's nugget of human wisdom, I turn to the brilliant collective mind of Twitter, where you can often find people perfectly expressing what we've all been thinking. So to wrap things up today, I wanted to share a few of my favorite hashtag pumpkin spice tweets. Let's start off with one from K Kibby. That's at K_Kibby. Thanks largely to hashtag Starbucks, I've developed an irrational fear that the world will end in an apocalyptic rain of pumpkin spice. Next one comes from Ashley Nolan, at Mrs. Nolan_07. Am I the only one who doesn't like pumpkin spice? Everything is pumpkin spice now. From coffee to hand sanitizer? It's madness, I tell ya! The next one comes from Jane, at Real Human Jane. Let me tell you about at Real Human Jane's great profile description. Here's what it reads. I am a real human from this planet. I like human things and human food. Go local human sports team. Just a side note, I thought that was pretty funny.
Yeah, I like that.
So here's the tweet from Jane. I tried a pumpkin. It wasn't spicy. No clue where pumpkin spice comes from then. And finally, our last one comes from Matt Lewinsky. That's at Batsui_data.
What is that?
I don't know. And his tweet reads, all these people posting about hashtag pumpkin spice must have never tried the superior taste of apples. Hashtag October. So that's some top-notch human wisdom from the Twitterverse.
Those are great nuggets of human wisdom and real humans, right?
Other than Jane, who's questionable.
Jane may not be human.
I mean, she really drives the point home that she's human in her description, so I'm not sure.
I really hope Jane's a human. Jane, if you're listening.
Be human, Jane. Be human.
So that's a great episode about pumpkin spice, and that's it for today's episode. You can find current and past episodes of the podcast on speakinghuman.com. While you're there, consider signing up for weekly emails and let Speaking Human come to you. Weekly in your inbox.
So convenient.
It is.
So convenient.
It is. It's so convenient. Let me just go on a little bit of a side note here, is that each week you get 4 of the top things that are going on in the internet, whether it's around the internet buzz, whether it's a podcast, whether it's a human opinion, whether it's a video or an article. We pick 4.
This is every week you get 4?
Every week. So it's not overwhelming. It's created and curated by the humans here at Speaking Human.
We did an in-depth study that revealed 5, too much. No one can handle 5. 3 is not enough.
Yeah, it's true. 5, actually, people's brains exploded at 5. 3, they were salivating. They wanted a 4th. So definitely sign up if you can.
And while you're in your inbox looking at your new Speaking Human email you're getting every Friday with those 4 awesome things in there, you know, maybe you're listening to the podcast and you have some thoughts on today's show, some thoughts on pumpkin spice, or you want to tell us about the craziest pumpkin spice products and ask us, how did we miss that? Shoot us an email. feedback@speakinghuman.com. That's feedback@speakinghuman.com. And thinking back now on the show, Patrick, I just don't think we mentioned pumpkin spice enough. So, real lost opportunity there. Anyway, we'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode of Speaking Human. Catch you then, humans.
Speaking human.